welcome to you. My name's Dale and this is Dale's Addiction. Today I'm going to share with you some of my tips to get the best value out of the money that's held up in my handbag collection. So if you're anything like me, you don't have endless amounts of disposable income, but you do have an endless appetite for beautiful luxury handbags. Luxuries meaning the non-essentials. And every time you've got to dip into your little bag fund, however you manage your finances, put a little chip in the credit card, take a little dent in the savings, it hurts a little bit. We feel a bit of guilt. And so today's video is really around how do you make the value in your current collection stretch further. In fact, it's more about how I do it. And so if any of these tips appeal to you, highly encourage you to have a go at them. And if you've got some additional tips that you'd like to add, feel free to pop them in the comments as soon as they come to mind, because this life is getting a little bit tricky and the financial situation is getting a little bit tight. So we've got to make the funds and the value in our collections stretch a bit further than what we did when we had nothing to do besides wait for the pandemic to be over. Now, my first tip, and probably the one that is the most obvious, is to take a look at your handbags. Look at the ones, pull them all off your shelves, put them all on your bed, and then really challenge yourself around, for each piece, how much do you love it, how much do you wear it, how practical is it, and how well does it match your current life circumstances. As we know, we change, we evolve, we grow, our tastes change. What we need to use bags for changes. When you buy a lot of luxury pre-having children, I can only imagine that you start looking at your bags going, oh my God, when am I ever going to use you again once you've had children? The beauty for me is I didn't start buying luxury until well into my kind of late 20s, early 30s, and I don't have children, so I didn't have that extreme life change that we're seeing a lot of YouTubers talk about in the luxury community at the moment. But the same thing might happen at different stages of your life. You might decide to live a lifestyle between two countries. I know one of my subscribers, hello, you know who you are, moves between two countries and therefore doesn't feel safe leaving a big heap of handbags at one residence over the other, and so has really cut down her collection and the types of bags that she purchases. You might also be nearing another phase of your life where you start to leave the workforce. You might be working from home a lot, and so therefore your bags tend to be more occasional and casual bags as opposed to work bags. It's important to consider all of these things. And then as you near the end of your working life, you might want bags for different things yet again. And so I think it's important to kind of do a bit of a bag detox every now and then, rationalize your handbags and list them, try and sell them and see what you can get for them. Remember, it is not about recouping what you spent on them. It is just a bonus if you make any money on selling handbags. I am one of those people that thinks once you've spent the money, it's gone. Anything that you get back is a bonus. We don't expect to get back a lot of money for other things that we purchase, like cars, items in our wardrobe, jewellery. We expect that we're going to take a hit on those. Why wouldn't handbags be the same? And if, like me, you've been shopping the pre-loved market lately, you know there's some good deals to be had. But any money is better than zero money, which is what it's worth when it's sitting on your shelf. So what I've done recently is I've looked at my handbags and I've moved on things that just don't have the same appeal to me anymore, and I've used those funds to buy bags that really make my heart sing. Here are two examples. I would not, if it wasn't for selling handbags, have been in a position to purchase this beautiful Louis Vuitton Petit Mal in the beautiful purple coral lizard, and at the very same time to pick up this gorgeous fuchsia crocodile Fendi Peekaboo pre-loved for just $8,000. Crazy. Look at your collection, see what you can let go of and use those funds. Now my next tip is, maybe you are really happy with your handbag collection, but like me, you do love a little something new every now and then. It feels like you're wearing the same bags every single day and it's hard to get excited about them. And we should get excited about them because they're beautiful special pieces that we've invested a lot of money in and probably a lot of time thinking about. And so something that I would suggest that you think about doing is dressing up your bag. Give it a little point of difference. Now, I recently purchased this little wrappy from Fendi on Vestiaire Collective. I talked about it in the unboxing, and I've just added it to this bag. Was I bored with this bag before? No, I wasn't. I have said over and over again I'm not really a bag accessories girl, yet I find myself looking for the perfect Pegasus Rodeo charm for my Birkin. I know. I'm on the downhill slide. Let's have a look at my Birkin. Even the Birkin, and I'm not a big fan, as I said, of wrappies and twillies and bandos and mitzes, but I did want to make my Birkin a little bit more me, and so I added this gorgeous puppy dog twilly, and I've actually got a couple more that I can change into it. But if you do want to add some dimension to your handbags, think about ways of accessorizing them. And I'm not talking about this kind of accessorizing, but think about ways of accessorizing them that give them some level of novelty, newness, or a fresh look in your collection so that you really enjoy grabbing them and wearing them, especially if you don't want to let them go, or you feel that it's not worth letting them go because the money that you might make is minimal. Now, my next tip to get the most value out of your handbags is to wear them. Wear them. Goodness, wear them. Like bags sitting on a shelf, just unless you're an art collector, unless you've got a huge amount of disposable income, unless you sit at home all day just to look at your shelves, bags on a shelf for me is not value adding. Bags in my hand, on my shoulder, across my body every day with an outfit that I love, that is value for me. The more I wear them, the more I know that they are the right decision for me, that they really bolster my esteem, my wardrobe, I don't know, they put a bounce in my step. Value for me is feeling content and fulfilled, and it's not a handbag that does it, but it's definitely a part of it. For sure, I know that if I just had all these bags, and this is my Louis Vuitton Carryall MM, by the way, which was my most worn bag last year. This bag, it takes my workwear up a notch. And yes, I could get worried if it rains. Yes, I could get worried if someone bumps into me. But I feel like every time I challenge myself to use a bag that I might otherwise be a little concerned about, I always feel better about it. I always feel more confident. I always feel like I'm getting more value from my collection because I'm actually using it. Challenge yourself to use your bags. Tanya from the channel Bits and Bags recently made a video, which I'll link below, about how she's got these beautiful bags in her collection, but she struggles to wear them because she's worried she's going to ruin them. And I think my comment was along the lines of, every time I get a little scratch or a little mark on a bag, it reinforces that I own it, that it is mine. I'm not just borrowing it. It's not in safekeeping until I sell it on. It's mine. And I think the proof of ownership comes in the relationship that you have with the bag by how much you wear it and, you know, where you've been together. The next place that I get value out of my handbags is in the smile count. These two were just random pieces that I picked up because they make me smile. This is my Fendi made-to-order baguette trunk in the beautiful orchid croco with emerald green beads and gorgeous Swarovski crystal buckle. And this is Gary, my J.W. Anderson pigeon clutch, with which so many of you make me smile on Instagram when you travel the world, or in fact you're just going about your normal life. And you send me pictures and videos of pigeons that you're calling Gary. The other day I got this beautiful message from a friend on a video saying that she was recently in Buenos Aires, I think with friends, and she started saying to the pigeons that they were walking past, "Hola, Gary." And they're like, "What are you doing?" And she told them the story about Gary on this channel here and how he's become such an iconic part of this channel. And then all of her friends started to go, "Hola, Gary." And I think it just made me smile. It's such a cool story. And a lot of the value that I extract from where I put my money, especially in my luxury handbags, is in the smile count. I buy them to make me happy. They're not just practical pieces. quite obviously. Some are rather impractical. Challenge yourself about how happy your bags make you when you wear them and when you look at them. And if they don't, what would it look like to add something a little bit special? Something that makes you smile every time you look at it. Wouldn't that be a great investment in your happiness? And the final tip that I have in terms of extracting value out of your handbag collection is to put them somewhere you can see them. Now, I don't have the space in my house, nor do I have the budget or the motivation, to be quite honest, to build a big heap of shelving and a bag room. I don't have that kind of space. I don't think that that is, space well spent in my house, and I'm sure that a lot of you can relate to that. So I simply have a shelving unit that most of the time is in the dark. Let me show you. Most of the time it sits here. Actually, we can still see some light. That's not bad lighting, actually. Most of the time my bags are here in the darkness, and I come in, I turn on the light, and I get to look at them. I get to see them, which means that I'm more likely to choose them when I'm putting my outfits together. If you follow me on Instagram, you can see I am pretty good at rotating my handbags throughout the week and throughout the month, and so a lot of them do get a lot of wear. Now, this is just a sample of some of my handbags. I've got other ones around the room, but if you can see them, you're more inclined to wear them. Now, taking care of them whilst they're on display is a little bit trickier. As I said, I keep mine in the dark. I also use a microfiber cloth to give them a dust because they're not in a closed cupboard, so they are exposed to the elements, I suppose. I keep them with gaps between them so that air can move around them, because you don't want them touching, you don't want mold growing. You do want to be conscious of making sure that they're cared for, but you do need to be able to see them. Having them locked away in dust bags, I'm sure, gives you a lot of comfort that they're safely tucked away. But if you want value from your handbags, you need to be able to see them. Not just for their beautiful ornamental value, but also to make sure that you're grabbing them and rotating them as much as possible. Anyway, I hope you've liked this video and my few tips for extracting the most amount of value out of your handbag collection. Let me know if you've got any to add in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up and remember to subscribe if you'd like to come back for more. I'd love to see you in the next one. Until then, ciao.